What is up, everyone? Today we're showcasing a great team for the Open Ultra League with Giratina. Now, of course, Giratina has been meta in the Open Ultra League since basically the start, but it has been decreasing in popularity lately. The addition of Walrein and all the Scrafty Obstagoon and Drapions that are currently running around has made this thing difficult to run, especially when you also consider that this thing loses to Registeel. Even though you resist everything Registeel throws at you. It's kind of wild. But despite those flaws, I think it's still amazing. It's just incredibly bulky. Ghost is a good offensive typing, so you can hit a lot of Pokemon for at least neutral damage. And you do very well versus targets like Swampert, Talonflame, all the fighters not named Scrafty, some other water types. It's just a very, very solid cover. For some of its weaknesses, I'm running Drapion and Tapu Fini in the pack. This is kind of like an ABB type of line. I am intending to use my Giratina to counter Registeel, which, well, Giratina doesn't really counter Registeel, but at least it brings it close. And if I don't see a Registeel in the lead, I kind of want to switch to Drapion to lure it out. And then once the Registeel is gone, Tapu Fini is meant to sweep. That's kind of the idea. It actually worked pretty well. So let's head into these battles. First game, we have a Jellicent lead, an instant switch into Obstagoon. I bring in my Tapu Fini here. This is looking very good for me so far. Now, I don't expect the Goons to run up Sludge Bomb or Hyper Beam, but they do, and I no shield, and that just basically almost killed me. I go for the Boom Blast here, which is probably a mistake, since I should just go for double surf. Now I'm not going to reach another surf since they shielded. That's not great. Yeah, I really wasn't expecting that Hyper Beam, because Obstagoon without Cross Chop is super bad versus Registeel. Like, it's really bad. Even with Cross Chop, you don't really win that. But without, it's like, doesn't even come close to being a counter. So, unexpected, but worked out for them. Unfortunately, he's going to sludge this with Drapion. Now, this is not looking too good. I'm expecting Scrafty in the back. And Scrafty in the back would be super bad for me. And comes Jellicent now. I'm just going to go for the crunch right before they get to the Shadow Ball here. They are at 5 hexes now. I am pretty sure they do have the Scrafty in the back. Like expected. Gonna go for the Sludge here. And now I have a very low health Drapion. And they have a fully healthy Scrafty. And I have a Giratina. I'm going to shield this up. This is a risky shield, but I was expecting them to foul play immediately, and it pays off with their Power Punch there. That would have been quite devastating, but luckily it wasn't. These Dragon Claws won't do that much, so even though I have 2 shields here, it's not amazing, since 2 foul plays will knock me out. So I need to throw 3, I need to throw like 5 or 4 more Dragon Claws, I'm pretty sure. Gonna go for Dragon Claw here. This will bring the Scrafty low. Also, I kind of want to like have enough energy on my Giratina to where I can Shadow Sneak the Jellicent when it comes in, and it does here. I do have enough energy to Shadow Sneak before they get to the move. At this point, I kind of want them to kill me, and then I'm going to attempt a farm down with Drapion. Alright. Gonna farm it down. They probably get to the move here. They do. This is a Bubble Beam, but I gotta shield because it would knock me out. Now, can I get the farm down here before they get to another move? I do. I am debuffed though. Will this debuffed Sludge Bomb kill the Scrafty? It's gonna be really close. Charging up the move. It fires and it kills the Scrafty just barely. GG. Alright, Trevenant lead. This is pretty even, I would say. Trevenant basically one-shots me with a Shadow Ball after these Shadow Claws. And the Shadow Sneak just doesn't do that much. I'm gonna shield up this move, expecting the Shadow Ball here. And I do call it incorrectly, fortunately, but I know the counts. It's 12 for a Seed Bomb plus a Shadow Ball, so I catch it on my Drapion here. This doesn't do much damage and lures out a Muk here, which is really good, because now Tapu Fini doesn't have to see this thing. Gonna go for the crunches here. There's actually a good matchup for Drapion, so I'm kind of surprised they brought it in. These crunches are really ending up, and they only have, like, Thunder Punch to hit me, which, well, you can see, doesn't hit that hard. After this, they would be able to farm me down though with Muk, which means they'll likely have a Dark Pulse loaded to hit my Giratina with. Not ideal, but I do get to another crunch, so this is actually pretty good. They no shield, they basically die. They shield, their shield's down. Either one fine with me. I get another defense fall. Probably should have thrown my Dragon Claw immediately, but I was kind of expecting a switch. Actually, Dark Pulls me there. They go into their own Tapu Fini. And this is pretty good, because I do have a shield advantage. As long as I can kill this thing with a Moonblast, I should be in a pretty good spot. Their Muck has some energy, but not that much. I don't think it has a Thunder Punch loaded yet, so should be fine. I'm still overfarming a ton though. Throw the Moonblast here. I was hoping to throw it right before their Surf, but I end up overcharging and they get the Surf here, but that's fine. I can afford to lose that health, especially since our Trevenant is that low and their Muck isn't gonna do that much. I also still have a loaded Giratina, so should be fine. In comes the Muck here. It's gonna go for the Surf. Muck is super tanky, so this actually will not knock out, but I go for the Dragon Claw here. This will definitely knock it out, and then there's a Trevenant in the back at like 1 HP, which I will Shadow Claw down. GG. Alright, Swampert lead. This is a pretty decent matchup for Giratina, but definitely not as amazing as you would hope. An Earthquake does do quite a bit of damage, so I'm shooting the first move, expecting them to throw it immediately, but actually Hydro Cannon bait me, and that has been happening very often. I think both Swampert leads I faced, I shield the first move and a Hydro Cannon, so perhaps if you're in this lead, maybe consider no shielding it. I think it's kind of an insane bait, since I don't have to shoot it. As you can see here, I can easily let this go and survive, right? Like, I don't have to shoot. So that bait is insane to me. But it worked. It worked for them, very unfortunately. Gonna go for the Dragon Claw. This will kill the Swampert to take a shield. It does kill. What do they bring in now? It is the Greedent. So I will switch into Drape, because Greedent versus Giratina is super bad for Giratina. Like, there's almost no play since I'm running Shadow Claw. Another move you could run on Giratina, by the way, is the Dragon Claw, or the Dragon Breath as fast move. Since that does do better versus Greedent, versus Obstagoon, versus Crafty, you actually have decent matchups then versus the Dark Fighters, basically. And also, like, Snorlax, Greedent are kind of okay-ish then. Wouldn't say great, but okay-ish. It's just that then you're, like, super bad against Registeel. You would need an entirely different team composition to work around Dragon Breath, to work around Registeel with Dragon Breath Giratina. And since I kind of wanted to try this Tapu Fini Giratina core, that wouldn't have worked for me. So that's why I'm going with this. Anyway, I have Scrafty versus my Tapu Fini now, which is pretty good. But these counters are really adding up. His foul play is actually gonna hurt. So yeah, I'm actually gonna end up... Look at these counters. His next foul play would basically put me in Bullet Seed down range. So I'm actually gonna catch this foul play onto my Giratina here. Let's go. Now we're farming this down. This Greedent still has so much health though, which isn't great. A Body Slam luckily won't knock me out just yet with the Bullet Seeds afterwards. Might I do something stupid here and a no shield? I should just shield this move. I don't know why I'm like this. I didn't shield knowing I could survive, and he would probably need to throw 2 more anyway. But I should just shield it. I should just shield it, because now he could have just Bullet Seeded me down. It's actually gonna end up throwing a Body Slam though, which kind of helps me out. So I don't think there's a Body Slam yet. I get to another Surf. Does this knock out? Reading this kind of low, but it's just too tanky and it does nothing. So yeah, I got Bullet Seeded down. GG. Next game, Granbull lead. I instant switch in Tapu Fini. It actually ends up being a Snarl Granbull, which is much better than Charm for my Fini. I actually kind of wish I switched into Drapion now. Since then I would have been able to save my Tapu Fini for later. I go for the Moonblast first, the Swampert. Most Swampert have been shielding, or I've been no shielding my Tapu Fini's move, so I go for the big move and actually shield it. And then I end up shielding a freaking Hydro Cannon too. I'm just getting out called. I know this Earthquake. I'm just gonna no shoot it anyway. I don't want to go 2 shoots down there, because then the Granbull could be trouble. I'll go for another Moonblast here, hoping they think it's Surf. But you know, of course, they shield it. Kind of sucks. But it is what it is. Maybe I should have tried catching a Hydro here. It would have been nice. Alright, now going to Giratina. I'm very worried they will bring in the Granbull. Like the Earthquake here, and then I will bring in the Granbull to crunch. And then I have to use a shield there, basically. So I'm kind of getting ready to switch in a second, like after this move. I kind of want to switch instantly, expecting the Granbull switch in. I don't switch instantly though, but they do actually throw a Snarl and then the move, so I actually still have to catch. That's pretty good. Hair, just Crunch won't do too much damage. They're definitely gonna reach another move here, though. This is the close combat. I will shield up. Granbull wins CMP, so I shouldn't throw my move immediately. I just go for one Poison Sting and throw in the middle of their move. Maybe Crunch would have been enough after the debuff, but I didn't want to risk it. So I go for the Sludge to take out the Granbull for sure. Now, what else is left on this squad? It is the Talonflame, which is definitely not ideal. But two of these moves basically knock it out, so they kind of have to throw a move. And then maybe my Giratina can kill. There's still two Flame Charges, two Incinerates of the next Flame Charge. 3 of the Brave Bird, but I only need Flame Charge. But since they're only 2 off, I know I can throw 2 Shadow Claws here. Throw a Dragon Claw, and then I can throw 2 more Shadow Claws and throw the Dragon Claw. Shadow Sneak and Dragon Claw actually both do the exact same damage in these neutral situations, since they have the same base power. So going for one or the other, well, it does matter. Dragon Claw is just better because it's better DPE, but I went for Shadow Sneak there just for fun. It didn't really matter. Since I had enough energy, it didn't really matter. But generally, in neutral situations, go for Dragon Claw. It's cheaper, does the exact same amount of damage. Anyway, we have another Trevenant lead. This time they shield the Shadow Sneak. I'm gonna shield their move here, and luckily it ends up being a Shadow Ball, so a good call for once. It's very nice to see. I was expecting the switch, so I didn't throw my move. In comes the Drape. Drape with energy advantage versus this team is not ideal, since, you know, both my Drape and Tapu Fini don't do great against it. Well, Drape does fine against it, but not when they have energy lead. So decide to Dragon Claw first, and they go for the Aqua Tail versus my Drapion actually, which means Tapu Fini would have been a really good counter to this thing. But of course, I wouldn't have known that if I didn't bring in Drapion. So I kind of wish I brought in Tapu Fini now to like water gun it down, but also that would not have made any sense. So it's all right. I can just keep crunching this. My Drapion will go very, very low here. But I will get rid of this this Drape. What was in the lead again? It was kind of weak to Giratina, right? Oh, wait. Oh, this is the Skuntank line. Skuntank, also very annoying. Oh, if I brought in the Tapu Fini. Oh yeah, it was Trevenant lead. If I brought in the Tapu Fini versus Drape, I could have brought my Drapion to this, but now we're in a rough spot. But maybe this is still possible. I know Skuntank doesn't have any moves that can hit me. So I let it go. Well, usually it runs Crunch Flamethrower. If it has Sludge Bomb, I would have died there, but it's a risk I was willing to take. I thought I needed this extra chip there. I really thought I needed an extra chip there of Water Guns to kill the Skuntank later with my Giratina. Also, I think this could be a Shadow Ball, but I'm calling a Seed Bomb. But yeah, I thought I needed extra Water Gun chip, so that's what I did, but I didn't need it. As you're gonna see, this Dragon Claw does more than half. Alright, it does like much more than half. Which means I could have done less water gun damage, which means they could have done less poison jabs versus my Tapu Fini. And if I did that, I would have reached the Dragon Claw there. So I should have done like less water guns after throwing that Surf, and then I would have been able to outpace this Skuntank to a move, and I could have won this game. So a bit of a misplay by me, but that's tough, right? Like, it's been a while since I played Giratina, and I don't think I've ever played Giratina versus Skuntank, so I had no clue how much damage those moves would do, but now I know, now you know, for next time. Anyway, Meganium lead into Giratina. This is an interesting lead I've never seen before. Meganium, definitely not a common Pokemon, but I'm very happy to see this here and not versus my Tapu Fini. Gonna go for another Dragon Claw here. They will definitely reach another Earthquake. But it shouldn't kill me quite yet. This thing is really eating up these Dragon Claws though. Not sure if I'll be able to farm this down. If I am, that'd be really nice. And I have a lot of energy loaded for whatever is in the back. I do barely farm it down before they get to the Frenzy. What comes in now? It is Stunfisk. I would kind of like to switch out here into Tapu Fini, but since I have a Drapion on the back, I really can't afford to. If I do that, my Drapion, they're just going to switch out their Stunfisk, and then my Drapion will be aligned to the Stunfisk later in the game, which is not ideal. So I just let the Giratina go down, bring in my Tapu Fini here, expecting the Earthquake. I shield up this move, and luckily this is a very good call because it was the Earthquake. In comes the Swampert now. They are super strong to Drapion in the back. I actually purposely didn't throw my move there, since I felt like if I didn't throw, they would be incentivized to throw the big move and that'd be a safe shield. Whereas if I did throw, they'd shield as well, and then they might bait me, since then we are at shield parity. But that ended up working out because I did end up shooting an Earthquake, so really good. I'm kind of hoping to catch an Earthquake on Drapion just to let it go. But unfortunately, I don't get the catch, and they are free to like farm up a bunch here and then go for another Earthquake. I haven't counted. I was counting during the game. I haven't counted now. They're very close to an Earthquake. I think they're 2 merge shots off, which means I have to overfarm a bunch here. Actually, CMP tied the Stunfisk here on the Earthquake. So that's a nice move. Really managing my energy well in this game. Gonna go for the server. Like I said, the Swampert was 2 away from the Earthquake, so I actually died with the Earthquake right here. Extremely close match. GG. Alright, Jellicent lead is quite okay. It's not great, but a Shadow Ball does much more than a Shadow Sneak does. And it can Bubble Beam bait me as well. But I'm glad this is here and not against Tapu Fini, because against Tapu Fini it is not amazing. Gonna let this move go. Expecting... Well, actually I was expecting the Shadow Ball. I didn't call that Bubble Beam bait. I was expecting the Shadow Ball, so I know, but I still no shield. It says no can take it. Now I shield though, knowing that I can't take that Shadow Ball anymore. Actually, I might have still been able to take it. Giratina is super tanky. It's like insane. I go for the undercharge here, since I wanted more farm, and it worked out. In comes that Aromatisse. I bring in Tapu Fini here at this point. I'm kind of afraid of double charm. It's double charm. Even though I have Drapion, actually, I should be fine. Just double charm. I was gonna say they might be able to just charm me down, but I'll be able to grab shields here. And Drapion with 1 shield is good enough. They threw a Thunderbolt here. Thunderbolt's 55 energy. So it's 10 charms for the Thunderbolt, right? Yes, 10 charms for the Thunderbolt, and they were exactly at it. Now it's a bunch more charms for the next Thunderbolt, so I can safely just let the Tapu Fini go. I'm gonna bring in my Giratina here, actually. Shadow Sneak it. This will bring it into a range where my Drapion can just Poison Sting down before they can get to another Thunderbolt. And then what is it in the back? It is the Talonflame, which with this amount of energy on both my Drapion and my Giratina, I should be very, very good. Sludge Bomb does more than Crunch, so I'm actually going to go for the Sludge Bomb here, knowing that it will probably come very close to knocking it out. Which it does. They're at 1 HP, and at this point, if they Brave Bird, they lose all their energy, I can Shadow Claw down. If they Flame Charge, the Poison Sting will knock them out. So yeah, Shadow Claw, GG. And that was the final battle of the day as well. Hope you enjoyed today's video. Definitely a team I can recommend you to try out. Anyway, thank you very much. See you guys in the next one. Good luck with your battles, trainers.